Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market session. Friends, we had a major crash across the global markets on Friday, mainly because of the US job addition number. In fact, this time around the job addition were to the tune of 69,000 only against expectations of almost 1,15,000, and the unemployment rate is about 8.2%, which is quite negative and which has actually led to some kind of a sell-off. Also friends, the manufacturing data which came out from Europe and China were also quite bad, so which has a effect across the markets, and we've seen that US markets were down almost about 2% and European markets were also down anywhere from 2 to 4%. What is important to note is that the Dow and Nasdaq are down almost 10% from the high that they made, and they've actually erased the entire gains for 2012, which is quite significant. When we look at the Asian markets also, they are down anywhere from about 2 to 3%, and SGX Nifty is also suggesting that will gap down almost 57 points, which means that we are going to open somewhere close to the lows that we saw in the month of May, somewhere around 4770 odd levels. When we look at the flows friends, FIs were net sellers in the cash market to the tune of 220 crore, and the domestic institutions were buyers to the tune of 205 crore. The positive takeaway is that the crude price has actually slipped to almost 93 odd dollars as far as $98 as far as Brent crude is concerned, and the NYMEX is also somewhere around $82-83. So from the top they have also corrected almost 20%, so which is to some extent going to provide some kind of a relief to our markets. And the rupee also actually saw a sharp appreciation of about 40 to 45 paise on Friday. On that note, let me invite Sharekhan to take us through the important F&O cues and the possible strategies that we could do in the current scenario. Hi Sharekhan, good morning. Looking at the SGX and the other markets, we are all set to see a gap down opening, and somewhere we are going to open around 4770. Now looking at the important F&O data, particularly the open interest around important strikes, what's the take?
See, first of all, I'd like to tell you that in Nifty future, the open interest is at all-time low, and also the PCI ratio is standing at 1.23. What we have been seeing is that with every rise in the market, there are some short positions been building up in the market. Now, if we, as you said, from the strikes perspective front, what we have seen is that 4,500 put option stands with the highest number of shares in the open interest, followed by 4,600 and 4,700. Whereas on the higher side, what we have seen is that 5,000 call option and 5,100 call option stands with good amount of activity in open interest compared to the other strikes. So what we feel is that 4,700, 4,800 on closing basis remains a very crucial level to watch on.
Okay, and also given that we are going to have a gap down, is there anything that one can play for a pullback, maybe if there is a support somewhere there?
Yeah, see, if markets are expected to open gap down, so what we are expecting in market may find some support around this levels, and we can see a sharp pullback on the higher side. So what one can do is one can buy JP Power with support of 36 rupees 15 paisa and Ashok Leyland with support of 24 rupees 75 paisa.
Okay. Also, if you could give us some sense of the broad range for Nifty looking at the VWAP.
Yeah, see, the weekly VWAP now stands at 4950 for the current week, and that would be the higher resistance point for the market. Even if we see a bounce on the higher side, as we have seen that 5,000 call option is standing with highest number of shares, so 4950, 5,000 would be the level where market would face some resistance, and we may see some selling pressure coming in at higher levels. And on lower side, what we feel is that 4,700 for the current week would remain a crucial level to watch on. Also, what we feel is that if market closes below 4750, then on lower side 4500 can be seen.
So in that case, in case there is a close below 4750, you would possibly come out with a bear spread kind of a strategy, looking at the premiums and all, right? Which we will inform in due course.
Yeah.
Right, Sharekhan, thanks a lot for that update.
Thank you.
Friends, in terms of news, we had a major development on the Indraprastha Gas and some of the gas companies, whereby the Delhi High Court has quashed the PNGRB order, which would be a big positive for Indraprastha Gas and some of the gas companies. We had already seen important bounce back coming on IGL, and it closed at somewhere around 250 odd levels. The key levels to watch out for Indraprastha Gas are 255. So if the stock stabilizes above 255, then we have a scope for a further up move to about 264, 275 levels. and the important support levels are somewhere around 248 and 232. So within this broad range, one could really play for the movement. And also some of the other gas companies, particularly GAIL, which were down because of this kind of an order, could also see some kind of a pullback. Also friends, Future Capital will be announcing the final deal whereby Warburg would pick up a controlling stake in the company. And Bharti Shipyard has actually infused almost, the promoters have infused 118 crore into the company. You might see a bit of a pullback there. Also monthly numbers came out from Ashok Leyland and they were flattish, so there is not much of a positive trigger, but derivative data suggests that there might be some kind of a pullback, so you could look at that stock. That's it from all of us friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.